Hello, viewer. Welcome to an Outer Worlds video. I know, very strange. Typically I do New Vegas mod content, and this obviously qualifies as neither of those things. But I wanted to do a Outer Worlds video, not a playthrough, because whenever I do stuff like that I just get burnt out on them. So what I thought I would do is a guide, I guess. A guide for what I like to call the Monarch Safari on Supernova difficulty. So if you don't know about the Monarch Safari, basically there's a point in the game where you are told that you should really buy this very expensive nav key so that you don't have to make a long, dangerous trek across a hostile world. And the Safari, of course, is where we make that long, dangerous trek across a hostile world. And the thing about Supernova difficulty, of course, is that you cannot save. Companions can die permanently unless you have a perk, which you probably won't have at this point in the game. But, yeah. I'm actually way past this part in the game in my actual current Supernova playthrough, but I just really like this segment of the game. And I know a lot of people get intimidated by Supernova difficulty because, you know, companions can die. So I thought I would do a thing where I, you know, walk you through the process, show you how I do it, and yeah, pretty much. Of course, the first thing before you set out, you do want to make sure you have the necessary supplies: food, water, caffeine. Kind of need some caffeine right now. There we go. I believe we already are in Cascadia, so we can go ahead and head out the door. Alright, so let's step out of the ship, stretch our legs, do a quick 360 to get all the load stutter out of the way. And here we are. As you can see, our companions today are going to be Vicar Max and Felix. No particular reason why I brought these two, other than that they are the ones I did bring with me in my actual playthrough. But we can look at over their equipment. We got Felix with the Rapti Prod. This is a unique weapon you can find in Roseway. It does bonus damage to Rapduns, and we are going to be fighting a fair number of those, so very useful. Now, perks, you know, he's just actually kind of bad, honestly. The only thing he's got going for him is this extra damage and health. Vicar Max, again, just basic stuff you'd have at this point of the game. Prismatic hammer, this rifle, which is actually very bad, but we should be able to correct that in this town. Perks, you know, support hack. I'm kind of building him as a tank, but he doesn't really quite have the perks for that, actually. I would actually recommend respecking him if you, by coincidence, have this and you're using him for those roles. But an important thing I do want to point out is actually our companion behavior. You can see we do have Felix set to defensive. That means he will not attack until explicitly told to do, and then he'll just start pummeling away at everything once his first target is dead. That'll be very important. Vicar Max is not like that. He is actually just straight aggressive. And that will be important for managing their behavior, because a big part of keeping your companions alive in Supernova is just taking advantage of their AI behaviors. Like, I know a lot of people say, oh, my companion just runs into battle and they die. Well, there are ways to compensate for that. For example,
sure,
these guys are going to stand right here, because we have a problem. A couple of Raptidons down here. Several, actually. 2 Stalkers and some mini-bosses, Uriel and Cetheno. So the way we're going to deal with this is first... Well, I would like the other big one to... Oh, the big one is in the way. I'd like the small one to get out of the way. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into tactical time dilation with the sniper rifle, which you may or may not have. We're going to cripple the big ones. And that's to keep them busy. And then, we're going to take out the small ones. Okay, and tell them to back up here. Send Felix in for a little animal control and start pummeling him now. I'm going to try to do as much damage as possible, hopefully kill him before the other one shows up. These sprats are kind of a complication. They are not supposed to be here. Alright, the other one's here. Let's get him under control. Vicar Max. And I'd say we're home free now. Just gotta take care of what little health he has. Gonna maim him to stop his attack here. Alright, little sketchy. Little sketchy. That's not the best this strategy has ever worked. But, you know, we survived. Took a little bit of damage, but nothing major. Would have been a lot worse, let me tell you, if we just went down there all willy-nilly. Just shops. Pick up some things there if you need them, but I should be good. Usually find some good loot on these guys. Mag melt. It's alright. Sure and straight. Telescoping Staff Mark II. I'm not sure if I would give that to Max or not. The Prismatic Hammer, you know, it's got the elemental damage effects, so it might do more or less damage than that. Nothing really to worry about at this point, just some sprats down the stairs. There would be more, but they decided to attack me earlier than they usually do. Gotcha. Yeah, and you can see, Vicar Max, I was just shooting at these and he was already running straight down there. And I had no idea he was there. That's why you gotta give orders when you're going into serious combat. So, nothing major down here. We just got some loot we can pick up. Sprat hides, energy cells. Should have checked these lockers in the bathrooms. There's sometimes good stuff in here. Alright, control armor. Speed grips, some armor mods that don't really do much for me. And a big bin over here, which usually, I think always actually, yeah. Some mods, good amount of credits, and a revolver. I believe always spawns in that bin, and what I believe also always spawns in this locker over here is a sniper rifle, which we can replace Vicar's rather outdated one with. Indeed we can. Hunting Rifle Ultra, Quiet Muzzler, another bin. This is actually a unique helmet, Purpleberry Police. Decent armor, reduces cost of bribes. Unique weapons and armor aren't actually that generally amazing. They're kind of just things to collect, you know. And, as you can see, got ourselves another Raptidon situation. This one's going to be a little scarier because we don't have the high ground advantage. And you see how things almost went really bad when we did have the high ground advantage. But the strategy is more or less the same, and it usually works. So what we're going to do, we are going to cripple the big boy. Wait a minute, hold on, wait. Getting ahead of myself, I got to give Max that rifle. And I can't give it to him now. That's not a problem. That's not a problem at all. Okay, so big boy's crippled. Take out the little ones. Control's getting a little sketchy. Okay. Throw out the big attack.
Leave them to me.
You know what? Let's go ahead and hit him with both. Just to keep this safe. And just pummel away.
On the move.
Alright. That was a little bad. I will admit.
Coming over to you.
I will admit, I'm not the best at this game. I kind of froze up there, but thankfully no one died, even though they came very close. But, if you keep your cool, you can, like, do this completely safe, and he'll be dead before he even gets up to you. But, that's why Supernova is dangerous. You can't freeze up like I did there. Thankfully, they didn't die, because I didn't want to have to re-record this section, like I may or may not have done already for this exact reason. Go ahead and loot these bodies over here. Usually have some Mark II weapons. In fact, that probably would have gone smoother if I remembered to give Vicar the Ultra Rifle. Alright, so keep our weapons loaded. I do have the shrink ray, although I never remember to use it. Alright, so what we're going to do here, there is a Manta Queen. Sometimes it's a Manta Queen, sometimes it's Manta Drones and some Manta Pillars. I don't know, it seems to be a bit of randomness, although it's usually the Manta Drones. We're going to attack them from this angle. So I don't know, it just tends to go better if you do. So you just go over here.
Moving out.
Tell them to go ahead and go over there. Just see what we're dealing with right now. Oh joy, it is the Manta Queen. That makes things a little complicated. A little more dangerous. Kind of thinking, how do we want to go with this? Okay, well, pretty sure... I think we can just go with our typical strategy. Cripple the big one. Take out the little ones. And we might actually want to retreat here. Alright. Okay, she summons swarms. You gotta watch out for those swarms. Those swarms are very... very dangerous. More dangerous than they would play. Okay. She's out. So we're going to throw out a special attack. Actually, we should be good here. Come on. Alright. Manta Queen taken out. It can get... You gotta be careful with Manta Queens. If they... Those flies they summon are a lot more dangerous than you might think. They can really make things complicated because they distract your companions, they blind them. It's very bad news. But yeah, this little section is a lot easier if you do get the Manta Drones. Just cripple them, take them out. And all we have to do here... I think there's just some Raptidons in here, unless there are a bunch of Manta Queens can spawn in here, in which case I'd probably just cry. Okay, so we're gonna step back. This is actually not too bad. It's just some basic Raptidons. Thankfully no big ones. Though we do have spitters. I think blinding spitters does keep them from spitting, which is always a good thing. Felix. One of them charges you, just send Felix in. Now we got you. Stagger him.
Score one for Felix.
Indeed, Felix, even though he evicted most of the work. Yeah, there's some loot in here, some Rizzos. Stock up on some water if you don't have any. Sugary drinks. There's actually some free ones here, so help yourselves to these, actually. There's a 90% locked door here. I don't know what's behind it, actually, but if you have the skill, I guess you can check out what's in there. Okay, we got another one of these workbenches. Go ahead and tinker Vic's rifle. Right. And I believe... Oh, no, there's one more building we need to clear here. Be one more.
I'll be right there.
I believe it is back here. It's like a bar or something where you can pick up some more supplies if you desperately need them. I believe just some manta swarms always spawn in here.
Yes, I'll step lively.
So just take points.
Understood. On my way.
Send them in. Just fire away, basically.
Headshot, jackass! That has unstoppable.
Yeah, so no problem there. And I'm actually starting to critique my own tactics right now. Like, I keep sending Felix in. I wonder if Felix should be the tank. That's mostly just because my fingers just kind of instinctively hit B instead of V to send someone in for an attack. Got some more mods here, some riot armor gold. Is this any good? 12. Actually, not really. Well, this would be cheaper to tinker because its base stat is 12, so yeah, this is good, but I like my look in the mods I've already put on it, so. Right, that is enough for Cascadia. As you can see, we had a bit of trouble with that, that Raptidon back there, which is odd. I figured that fight would have gone better than any of the fights we've dealt with so far. But that just goes to show you gotta be careful. Got the constable's office here. I'm not sure if you can get in there, like, through the roof, or if you need a key. I can't remember.
Hey, I remember Cascadia from that one episode of Terror on Monarch. Crawling with monsters it was.
Never had much of a sweet tooth myself. Indulgences like Rizzo's were frowned upon in my household.
Mm-hmm, that's right. We drink pure sugar water in this household. Okay, so next up, gonna have a bit of a scary fight here. 2 Manta Queens. I believe these are a guaranteed spawn. But play your cards right, should go smoothly. And by play your cards right, I mean tell them to take a position. I cannot reiterate that enough. So let's just go ahead and scout. We are just going to have the Manta Queens. So what we do here, I think we're gonna cripple one of them. Sound familiar? And then we're just gonna pummel the shit out of this one. We're actually gonna keep this one crippled. If we can. Okay, I think we got her. And just go for the gross belly.
Heading back.
Everyone, let's just retreat a bit. Okay, everyone, stand back. Okay, we have swarms. Vic is weak. Gonna send them over there. You gotta know when to disengage, and now is one of those times. Try to cover for Max here. Okay, this is kind of bad. Vic?
Never anger a man of the claw.
Okay, knock down the queen. We need to get rid of these swarms. We do not need the distraction. Okay, let's heal Max. Throw that in. Okay. Let's just take 5 bits. Okay, Vic's got his attack back, actually. Now, take out the swarms. Yeah, and that right there is exactly what I was talking about. They get blinded like that, and they're basically helpless. Honestly, those swarms are probably one of the most dangerous things about the Manta Queens. So yeah, got that taken care of. Got another fight here with some drones. Shouldn't be too bad. They are much easier to deal with than the queens. Partly because they cannot spawn.
And dangerous.
Uh-huh. Let's hop up in this box here just to scout what we're dealing with. Yep, some soldiers. Okay. All I see is a soldier, actually, but very rarely. Okay, some manta pillars. Very rarely is there more than... There's rarely more than just... There is rarely just one enemy. So always be aware of that. So let's go ahead and follow the usual strategy. Cripple the big one. And, where are the worms? Let's take out the worms.
I'm going.
Okay, Vicar, hold that thought. Okay, got the soldiers. Soldiers are just kind of hanging out. We might be seeing some examples of peak AI going on here. Huh. Is it because I'm standing on this box? Do they just not know what to do? Alright, well, let's not scum this. Yeah. What are they doing? Yeah, so I guess you can just scum this if you stand on that box. They just don't know how to handle that. Okay. So let's cripple you.
You're going down.
Send Felix in. Focus you down.
Heading back. I'm on it. Air test.
And nothing really that special. This next segment, on the other hand, this is where things might get a little tricky. So we've got some Raptidons. Yeah, nothing we haven't dealt with before, right? Except there is a big boy. He's like level 20 and he will wreck your crap. And we don't want to fight him. Maybe, I don't know. I don't have the most optimized build. Maybe you could fight him. But it's much safer to just not do that. So what we're going to do, we're going to scout up here a little bit. Because I want to see what exactly we're dealing with. Sneak in the bushes, I think you're more or less completely invisible, so... Okay, that doesn't mean they don't mess with your vision. Okay, so we got our Mauler. Where's the big one? This is why you gotta be careful with Raptidons. Yeah, Mega Raptidon. Oh, this one's only level 18. Huh. It was level 20 in my game, but still, let's, I prefer not to fight it. Okay, so there's the one I was looking for. So we don't want to fight the big Raptidon, but there is a smaller one we want to deal with, because he will make sneaking by very problematic. And there he is, coming up over the hill, if you please. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're actually going to retreat a bit. And actually, if we can, we may as well take out as many of the smaller ones as we can. Okay. Everyone, let's run back. Let's run back. We do not want to fight the big one. Okay. So something that this game has is it does kind of do the MMO thing, where if you engage an enemy and run away, the enemy will guarantee break off, and I believe they're also actually invincible. So, you know, how you feel about that is your own. I kind of like it because it kind of forces you to engage an enemy on their terms, but we can exploit it to our advantage. So now, these two dead, we should have a much easier time sneaking past the big guy. Just stay up against yonder wall. As you can see here, shouldn't be any. Oh, there's the big one. Okay, which way are you looking, buddy? Not facing us. All right. Okay, let's see. Where do we want to go from here? I believe the hill is probably where you want to go. Maybe. I'm not actually 100% sure on that. I think we can... Yeah, I think I just followed the street. Okay, should be far enough away from there. Okay, let's just go in these bushes. Bushes save lives, let me tell you. Alright, so here's a prime example of why you should be careful about picking your battles. So as you can see here, we've got, you know, some little Raptidons, as well as a big one. Nothing we can't handle. In fact, this one's only level 15, so we could handle it reasonably well. However, there are 2 Raptidon Colossus hanging about in this little alcove, and I'd rather not take my chances with that. So we are just going to attempt to sneak on by, which we should be able to do. I have very not great sneak skill, so if you're invested in sneak, this will probably be a lot scary. In fact, for most of this section, the sulfur pools, we're actually going to be sneaking by, because there are just way too many Raptidons here. This is no bueno. A lot of them are spitters. Many of them are big boys and mamas. And just nobody got time for that. Okay, Raptidon Stalker. I believe this one has a particularly large range. Okay, so he's looking at us. Let's just wait for him to pee off. We actually want to go up here because there is some loot up here. And also, I believe it actually is also the safest path. This Raptidon would kindly piss off. I would shoot him, but like I said, if you think you should just shoot him, think twice about it. Because there are probably undoubtedly more hanging around and you will get swarmed. Okay, there we go. And there's the cache. Let's hang up against this wall. Ultra. Okay, this one actually might be safe to fight, but I don't want to take my chances. Okay, yeah, okay, we got more over there. Several over there, so let's go ahead and get into this grass. Oh, we got there, Raptidon. Okay, maybe we shouldn't go this way.
You don't want to hide a body? You could dump it in that sulfur pool.
If I fall in, you'll pull me out, right?
Right. So, yeah, there are plenty of paths through this place if you just stick to the grass. Okay. That doesn't mean you shouldn't keep an eye out. In fact, when I played through this, I don't remember being this deep in the pools, and it's a little scary. Alright, so here we are. As they were saying before, mind the pools. I don't know how damaging they are, because I've never stepped in one. But it's probably very bad. Okay, we've got Raptidon Stalker. Oh, looks like they killed themselves a Mantisaur. Cute. Raptidon Mauler. Okay, I think we should be good. Just respect their territory and stay to the grass and you'll be fine. In fact, I probably don't want to go that way, actually. Okay. Yeah, stay sneaky. Don't try to make me stand up, game, please. Okay, we should be good. Just move to this cliff. Right. Okay, I believe we are more or less home free for this section. Got some Manta Pillars, Mantisaur Soldier. Now, when I came through here, there was a Manta Queen here, and depending on whether or not there is one, I might actually decide to fight here. Because there might be some loot in here. So I'm just seeing Manta Pillars. Mega... Oh, no. Alright, let's not fight a Mega Mantisaur. That would probably be bad. Assuming they can summon. It's really the swarms that are the things that make me anxious to fight a Mantisaur. And you can see we're almost at the halfway point of our goal here. Really, it's really just getting out of Cascadia that is the tough part of this. Once you get out of there, this becomes a lot more doable, assuming you continue to play smart. So we might have some combat up here. Okay, what do we got? Mantisaur drone, Mantipillar. Okay.
Apologies, Captain, but I can't. Sure.
Don't sass me. Okay. Okay, Mantisaur drone. Those are weaker than soldiers, I believe. Mantipillar. Okay. I believe this is just a couple drones in this Mantipillar, so follow our strategy.
Yeah.
All right.
Now that was fun.
Yeah, Felix, you didn't do a damn thing. All right. Here we go. Loot the Manti, if that is your desire. Let's see here, Mantisaur drones. Is that a Mega? That is a Mega Manta Queen. My goodness. Let's not fight that. You can if you desire, but the purpose of this guide is to stay alive. With companions intact. And fighting a Mega Manta Queen is not conducive to that, in my opinion. So, I'll just follow these Marauders. Marauders are pretty much cannon fodder, if you have a sniper rifle, so we could fight these. That said, if you find yourself... Ooh, yep. As I was about to say, if you find yourself underestimating your enemy, take another look. That scrap mechanical could be problematic. Yeah. I would consider fighting these guys if that wasn't there. But again, the purpose of this guide is surviving this trek, so let's not fight any enemies we don't have to. Besides, even if you wanted to fight them, I think you'd feel a lot better about just getting to Stellar Bay and getting your nice little autosave and a rest at your ship. Speaking of rest, we actually could use a drink. Some Moab Fizzy Tea, mock apple flavored Tripicale tea brewed using soda water. Delicious. Alright, so I think we're good. Yep. There's a Manta Queen. Mantipillar, you know, we haven't been having too much fun, I will admit.
How does it feel?
How does what feel?
Serving an instrument of corporate supremacy?
Let me hazard a guess. You're talking about the church.
Isn't it true the OSI is just a cog in the machine?
Minor glitch.
I'm glad you're asking questions, Felix. Curiosity is the foundation of the scientician faith.
Don't try and convert me, preacher.
Okay,
Yes.
so let's fight this Manta Queen, because we haven't been having too much fun. Just existential dread. So, again, standard operating procedure. Cripple. Exit. Kill the weak one. I said kill the weak one, please.
That's a hurt!
Okay, why don't you just... cripple you again, actually. Why don't you just come a little closer? And Vicky?
I smite you in the name of the law!
Give him a nice toasty surprise.
I'll deal with them! Go up, Felix!
Throw one of them out there. Maim. Okay, preemptive heal there.
Everyone all right?
Just wanted to be safe. That's how you do that. ourselves a telescoping staff. And actually, what is over here? There actually is an interior over here. So if you do fight this Manta Queen, we can go ahead and get ourselves a nice save to our progress. Yeah. So, well, for the sake of not having to start this guide completely over again, let's just head on into Terra 1 Publications. Can't remember if there are any enemies in here. In fact, there are. But, you know, let's not get sidetracked. I mean, we could probably take these guys out, no problem. I don't think that would actually be an issue. Although I would much prefer to have a shotgun in this circumstances. Shotguns are great for killing Raptidons. But, yeah, you can clear this place out if you want to. If you just follow the strategies used so far, you should make it out just fine. Especially if you have a shotgun. In fact, I would go so far as to say, don't bother trying to fight there if you don't have a shotgun. But, either way, if you can come over here, at least, go ahead and take that save. Because that will save yourself a lot of heartache if you happen to mess up at the finish line. For example, in this particular place, I remember this. This part was a little sketchy my first time through on Supernova. So, I'm actually quite glad we made the choice to go for that, check-in at the publication office. So, Raptidon Colossus.
I'll make my way there.
Let's go ahead and have them wait there. Just want to scout out if there are any weak ones. I can't really see them. I don't want to get too much closer because I don't want to piss off the Colossus preemptively. Let's just check up here. Is it just the Colossus? Oh, no. Got a Mauler. Don't really have a clear shot on him, though. Maybe if I... Nope. Rock's too slippery. Okay, then. Well... I guess we might just be forced to just go after him. Attacks from range by spitting acid. Okay. Let's cripple, see who comes after us. Quite a few. In fact...
Coming over to you!
Let's blind you. I believe if you blind them, that does stop his attack.
Sorry, can't say no more.
Okay.
I have mercy
He's
on
coming
you.
at us. So let's talk out Vicky's attack. Knock him down. And the Colossus is down. And that's all of them dead. Alright, so that went much better than my personal playthrough attempt at this. Didn't take a scratch. But yeah, when it comes to Raptidons, it's really the acid spit you gotta watch out for, because those do a ton of damage. As you can see here, we are right there. Sweet victory, only a little bit away. Of course, we do have some more Raptidons. These ones we do not need to fight, so I'm going to elect not to do that. And, I believe we're out of hearing distance from them, so let's go ahead and... do we want to... I think we do want to.
Hey, let's dance.
Uh-oh.
I'll make my way there. Got it, boss. Watch this.
Okay, toss Felix to him, get him into combat. So, as you can see, Felix does a ton of damage to Raptidons with that stick. If you bring him along for this, definitely pick up that weapon in Roseway. It's in the Raptidon lab that you go as part of the quest for that area. Okay, so nothing really much between our goals. I don't even think any big Raptidons, just some basic ones. Doesn't mean we should underestimate them, though, because that acid will kill your companions very quickly if you let it. Okay, just 2. Where's your buddy? Okay, I don't know where his buddy is, so let's just gun you down.
Hey, Bob! Watch this!
Alrighty then. Took a bit of damage. But they should regenerate up. Okay, we got a Mauler, Spitter. Prioritize Spitters, of course.
Well, here we go. A fine hit, Captain. My time to shine.
Send Felix into combat.
Still got it.
I wonder what secrets these ruins contain.
Exploring some ruins, killing some monsters. All we're missing is theme music.
Noted, Felix. Okay, so I believe there are a few more. There are a few more guarding the entranceway. If you're not feeling confident, fight them. We can actually just maneuver around them. Just follow this way. I believe it's around this building. Don't mind me, boys. Yeah, we can just come up here around the back of this building, follow that ramp up, and we should be able to get into Stellar Bay without any further concerns. Alrighty then. We're home free.
Hold on to your hats, children. This ride is about to get ugly.
We gotta go exploring. I want to see some savages.
Alright, well, we made it through. My companions apparently have gone insane from the stress in the meantime, but head on into Stellar Bay and claim your fabulous XP prize. God, I love that sound. Well, anyway, that's how you survive the Monarch Safari. If you enjoyed this video, I guess you enjoyed this video. Goodbye.